Red Scare Redux is a competitive, team-focused card game. The common teams are 2 vs 2, 3 vs 3, or 2 vs 2 vs 2. If you have 5 players, check the instructions for modified rules. If you don't have enough people for teams, you can still fight for your country as individuals in 3 or 2-player games. There are 3 decks, objectives, and 2 sets of resources. At the start of the game, each player is dealt 1 objective and 2 cards from each resource deck. Objectives are how you win the game. To complete objectives, you use resources. One resource deck contains agents, transport, and weapons. The other contains funds, gear, and intel. Both contain Black Ops, but those come later in the video. Notice how agents have a letter here? The rest of your supplies have a number here. Those are their values. Some objectives call for specific agents, such as honeypots. Some call for any agent type as long as you have enough of them. Some call for both. In this instance, you would need an assassin as well as 3 other agents of any type. If you don't have the specified agent, you have the option to play 2 others in its place. Objectives also require a certain number of supplies. So if you need a 7 in weapons, you could play a 3, a 3, and a 1, or a 3, a 3, and a 3, or whatever combination adds up to that number or more. Some objectives are just too big to hold in your hand, so you can lay them out in front of you as partially completed objectives. Once a partially completed objective is on the table, it can be added to by any teammate, but they also become more vulnerable to Black Ops. Black Ops are both offensive and defensive. Some, such as Asset, help a team complete an objective. Some, such as Sabotage, attack another team's partially completed objective. And Sanitize stops any other Black Ops card from being played. Once a team completes 5 objectives, or the deck runs out, the game is over. But finishing 5 objectives doesn't make you the winner. Whoever has the most points when the game ends is the victor. On your turn, you have 4 actions. For 2 actions, you can draw an objective. For 1 action, you can draw a resource, give a card to a teammate, take a card from a teammate, lay down a partially completed objective, add to a partially completed objective, play a complete objective, or play a Black Ops card. A few notes. First, you must finish a turn with 7 cards or less in your hand. You can have more than 7 during your turn, but you have to discard extras at the end. When you start a partially completed objective, you can add as many cards from your hand as possible, and it only counts as 1 action. But once it is on the table, each card added counts as 1 action. The only exception to this is playing 2 agents in lieu of a specialized agent. For your first action, you can choose to discard up to 3 cards and draw 3 new ones. Finally, some Black Ops are instant play cards. You can play these at any time, and they do not count as an action. For more details, check out the official rules provided with the game, or visit rules.redscareredux.com. That is Red Scare Redux. Now go forth and conquer your ideological foes.